Yeah, we're live. So everybody, can everybody hear me? Okay. I was having headphone problems. You hear me? Okay. Mandy.
I can hear you.
Okay. So welcome to the short bus. We got a special guest, decoy Mandy, and man, this is gonna be a good one, I believe. So, can you tell us a little bit about Mandy?
So I'm not sure what you want to know, really. Basically, Mandy is a decoy online, and just like every other decoy, we sit there and wait for people to reach out to us.
So it's can you tell her age?
She's 12.
Okay. So what do you think brings a person to want to, I guess, talk to a child like this?
You know what? I've wondered that so much myself. It could be previous childhood trauma themselves. It could be a sickness. It depends on who wants to categorize different things as what. Um, I'm by no means a psychologist. I I'm fascinated by psychology, but I've never actually done any psychology courses.
But it is really cool to think about the psychology behind what causes a person want to go and do this stuff. Is it like a
Absolutely,
do you think it's a sickness or do you think it's an addiction?
both. Um, I think that it's it's a combination of things, and I think that Bryden touched on a lot of really good things the other night. Um, I think porn is one of the biggest killers to our society as a whole. Um, Bryden made some amazing points. I don't know if he's in here right now or not, but you know, if what a person sees in porn, I mean, for starters, porn is fake AF. There is nothing real about porn. And anybody who looks at that and thinks that's real, their ideology is already twisted.
Definitely.
Um,
Somebody go ahead.
yeah, I see somebody in there saying corn. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that word on here or not,
Oh, you can say core, man. That's whatever you want to.
but that that gives us such a false sense of what reality is. So if we have young teens, early teens starting to view this, their sense of reality with sex and love is already distorted. Um, because the freaky stuff that you see on there, that is not reality for most people. And if it is, y'all need to tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh,
I'm sorry, I left my filter in the front closet with my coat. So,
oh man,
um,
just be yourself. That's be yourself. That's all I can say. And
so
I saw somebody have a question. It was back there. I thought it was a pretty good one. Talking about your voice.
what about it?
Um,
I didn't see the comment.
something about the you being I guess a male. and and using the female profile. I think it might shock some people that how much is the girl voice?
How much is the girl voice? Well, in all honesty, I downloaded a voice changing app to try to make it sound like a little girl, but I couldn't get any of them that were going to be clear enough that you could actually understand what I was saying. I tested it out with my wife before we went live, and I was like, no, it's not good enough to actually do it.
I'm glad to hear a man says this. I told my teenage son that corn isn't real and that it's not good set of ideals to have his developing mind.
100% Mama Badger. Um, I think that um, again, I'm gonna keep shouting out Bryden all night because I absolutely loved his interview with you the other night. That wasn't intended to be an interview. Um, you know, the more corn porn, whatever it is that is watched, the less satisfying it is for most men. And you start to look for stuff that's more hardcore, different, kinky, like the guy that Agent Orange interviewed. He started
Mhm.
looking up zoo stuff. Um, you know, like that's that's what leads down this path because it's you need something different. It's the I'm going to quote Alex here. I like big titty Latinas. That's only going to satisfy it for so long
Mhm.
before you want something a little different. And then it just leads them down this path. Now, please don't mistake me for saying that all porn leads to CP or to CSAM. Um, the more I've been involved in this, I don't I don't like the term CP because it's not an accurate description. CSAM is an accurate description.
Um,
And good.
no, I was going to say, what does CSAM stand for in case somebody doesn't know?
CSAM is child sexual abuse material because porn or pornography gives the illusion of consent. And none of this is consent. This is 100% rape. This is 100% sexual abuse. Um, so no matter how you try to word it, CSAM is what it is.
That kind of puts me in the mind of it was a catch that Alex done recently where the guy was saying that that he thought the child or the children was actually enjoying it, enjoying the what was happening to them.
You know what? That that could be what the appearance is, but when you think of all the psychological damage that is going to happen to that child, I mean, they may have been brought up in this environment where it's normalized for them.
Hmm.
When they find out that it's not normal, the psychological damage that is going to carry with them for the rest of their life, you know, that's that's mind blowing. So it they may look like they enjoy it because that's all they know. They know that to be normal, or they're being coerced, threatened, whatever, like whatever's being done. I mean, when you watch Hollywood stuff, it's all acting,
Hmm.
right? So if they're being taught to act a certain way, or they're being threatened to act a certain way, is, I mean, either you do this or I'm gonna, kill your puppy or whatever. I mean, I don't know what they do, but
What
yeah,
do you think the
mhm,
what do you
go ahead.
think the positive? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying. Go
No,
ahead. I didn't mean to.
I saw that you pinned the comment from Madison that it's like the Cody catch. He said it looked like they enjoyed it. Yeah, so I don't know if I don't know who that is that made that comment, like who's behind it, but Decoy Madison and Decoy Mandy were the two that were involved with the Cody catch, and the the graphic content of what he said was just mind blowing. Like there are no words that can describe
It
it.
literally is disgusting, man. It's. I mean, you see a different end of it than the people watching, like we do,
Mhm.
like the viewers. But you actually have to deal with and um, hear the stuff they are saying, and it makes you wonder how do you how do you deal with that part of it?
You know what? I have an amazing support system. Um, I have my wife who often is right beside me when I'm decoying. I have other decoys in the community. My parents are fully supportive. They're I'm very involved with my parents in day to day life as it is. Um, my siblings know what I do, and Alex. When I talked to Alex once, he was very surprised that this is not my full time job. I do have a full time job completely separate from this, um, but I'm passionate about protecting children from these predators. There is no other word for it.
Mhm.
You know, every every place where you see the possibility for a child to be online, such as games like Roblox. I had one predator who sits and watches YouTube videos on how to play Roblox and whatnot, so he can interact with children on Roblox.
Wow. How far do you
So
think oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, no, don't go right ahead.
How far do you think a predator would go to be able to, get a child or even watch CP or something?
There's no limit.
No limit.
Nope, there is no limit.
So something here. You don't know how bad it really is until you given a third party perception. Yeah, exactly. No, go. Do you have any? What else? Going down that line, what you were saying.
Um, yeah, there's just no limit. I mean, I shared an audio clip that I extracted from the video that a predator sent me yesterday, and knowing that we were going to do this interview, I wanted to give you a little taste, so to speak, of what decoys go through and what we put up with for the ultimately for the end goal. Um, that that pred is vile,
Mm,
and he's not just talking to one decoy.
wow.
He's talking to at least two decoys, Mandy being one of them, and he's offered the other decoy money already.
Mm. I'll tell you the. The audio I heard was one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life. I'm
I
just gonna
told I
say
told you we're gonna need a barf bucket.
it is just like it's awful. And if a lot of other people knew about this, they would, be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe these people are actually that bad." But that's, I'm sure that's just a small part of what you all do.
As far as videos go, that's probably the most disturbing video that I've had. As far as chats go, the chats are always disturbing. Um, there's one pred I can think of in particular who hasn't been caught yet. He's an RSO, and he told me he's been to prison, and I asked him why, and he told me. But he is, I mean, he lied through his teeth about it, but he's completely in denial and rationalizing all of his actions.
It's awful. So Nate, oh yeah, Nate. He asked, how did you meet Alex and start working with him?
Um, well, I started decoying because I was listening to Sammy a lot back when it was OPE, or online predator exposure. Um, and like I will 100% give credit where credit is due. I've listened to Sammy for a long time. I've listened to Sabrina. I've listened to some of Tikoi's stuff, um, and that's where I learned to decoy. Um, so I started doing some stuff with Sammy, and um, it's because I didn't feel comfortable enough yet to really venture out on my own. Um, Alex ended up doing a couple of the catches that uh, Sammy's decoy and Mandy had tag teamed. Um, and then basically, Sammy decided to take a break for a little bit, and I already had contact with Alex, so I just simply asked him, "Hey, I got a catch in, or I've got a pred in this area. Did you want to get him?" So I am not employed by Alex. I don't receive any money from Alex or predator poachers or any of that stuff. Um, I yeah, Sam's just put it in there. Mandy and Sammy decoyed Terry in Washington. That was WPP's first catch. Um, and sadly enough, he's still on the internet.
Wow,
He was still talking to Mandy.
still, it's crazy. They won't stop.
No,
It's
they
like,
they won't.
and oh, big shout out to Sammy also, because I loved her lives and stuff. You can like actually hear the pain in her voice when she would have to do that. It was just, it's sickening.
Absolutely, it is sickening, and um, it's one of those things. Um, I to the best of my knowledge, like I said to you the other day, to the best of my knowledge, I don't have any personal experience being assaulted.
No, he's
Um,
Anybody?
I,
sorry.
I I don't recall having any personal experience. I do suspect that there was something, but I can't say for certain, and I wouldn't want to ruin somebody else's reputation based on a vague memory, nor do I want to take away from anybody who clearly has been assaulted. My heart goes out to every victim out there. I have a close family member who was victimized, and that's it's just mind blowing. But the strength that Sammy and any other decoy who has been a victim themselves exhibits by doing this stuff, especially for Sammy doing it live. Like I don't even know how she could do it, honestly.
If she was one, I used to love listening to her lives, but she was very awesome. And
100%.
would there be less in real life predators without the internet?
No,
In in real life, you don't think so? You
I
don't think? Go ahead.
I I think that I mean, yeah, there probably would be less. I don't think it would be substantially less. I think the internet just makes it easier for the ones that are already interested, shall we say.
Do you like? How am I going to word this? Well, actually, let me do this. So it actually says Nate Alex don't pay the decoys. So I'm gonna say that.
Okay, so he does pay decoys. I am just not one of his employees. Um, if Alex ever offered me a position, I probably would take it. Um, but he pays several of his decoys. Um, those decoys have a lot of experience. Um, I mean, he pays his decoys, especially that can do phone calls, video calls, that type of stuff. So to answer Dougie's question there, no, I don't do phone calls. I don't.
Um,
To
and
answer,
that just kind of proves that you don't even need. I mean, well, it helps in the realism for the predator, but a lot of times if they just believe somebody's on the other side, chat, talking to them like a kid.
so I'm going to address a couple of them here. Real Bam Bam says, "So you're a freelancer?" Yes, I am a freelancer. Cassidy 007 said I couldn't do it. Cassidy, this is not for everybody. Trust me. Yeah, this is there are times that myself and other decoys just have to put our phones up and just say, you know what, not tonight. Um, having a great support system definitely helps that. But yeah,
Do you think any decoys need therapy after doing this for so long?
some probably do. Um, you know, that brings me to another point that I was going to talk about, which is uh, mental health help for victims and for perpetrators. I'm not going to be popular for saying this. Um, I I think that some people, and I'm going to say a very few, can be helped. Um, I think I think that Bryden touched on something really good the other night, which was these like thoughts about doing anything with a child are not criminal. They're not good, but they're not criminal. Um, if somebody is having thoughts like that, you need to seek some professional help from somebody who deals with either sex addiction, child abuse, or whatever the case is. You need to find somebody and work with them to help you through this. If you are talking to me, it's too late.
Very too late. But it's
And
go ahead.
yeah, so before anybody does start comment, I haven't seen anything yet. Um, oh, here we go. Dougie's. Uh, Do you use a stock image of young teens in your chats with Preds? No. Um, so the image that I have on there right now is not my decoy. Um, it's somewhat similar to my decoy, but it's not actually my decoy. My wife was gracious enough to do an AI generated image for me right before we went live. Um, and the reason that I don't use stock images is because they're easily reverse searched. Um, so I have a friend of mine who is in her 40s. She, as soon as she heard that I was looking for somebody to be a model, um, she immediately said, "You can use any of my pictures. Anytime you need a specific picture, you just text me. I'll take the picture and send it to you." And then we use several different apps and programs to modify um, the facial features of that image to appear to be a child. Um, when we do well, I can only speak for myself, but when I do that, I always save a side by side image. So
Mm.
if if it needs to be sent to the police when the person is exposed, we can clearly show that the original picture was an adult and it was changed to appear to be a child. But no, we don't ever use real pictures of children. We don't use stock pictures like that. At least I don't.
Do you find that do you think that some pictures do better than others of the
Yes,
child?
yes.
What do you like? Do is it the hair color or just how they look or?
The innocence look. They like I use a skin filter on my decoy to give that smooth, like that really smooth skin. Um, pardon the expression, like the baby face kind of look. Um, so there's no signs of acne. There's no signs of um, that part of change happening. At least with my decoy, because my decoy is 12. I always pose it as a young 12.
So do you think a predator would go after anybody younger than 12?
Oh hell yes, hell yes. I was talking with a decoy the other night that said we might as well start decoying as toddlers. You know, just throw up a picture and just mash the keyboard, and they're like, "Oh, that's sexy." You know, like
Oh, that's
I mean,
it's not.
I'm going to quote the other decoy here. You know, I'm going to type goo goo gaga, and they're going to say, "Ooh, that's sexy. Ever tried anal?" Because
Oh my.
that. Honest to God, that's what it's like. You know, the younger you go, like my decoy has a 9-year-old sister. Um, and as you saw with Cody and several others, they want me and my younger sister, or they want me, Madison, and my younger sister. Cody wanted all three of us.
Oh, to answer this, yes, I do, Nate. I actually do watch the catches. I ask that because I mean, do you ever? I guess do you ever work with any other decoys to? I guess. So I don't want. I'm trying to be literally how I word stuff because I don't want to ask the wrong question. But do you ever
If
work
if
with?
if you ask something that I don't feel comfortable answering because it'll give too much away, I'll just tell you I'm not going to answer it.
So who is the nastiest pred you have actually um caught or decoyed?
Can I actually say that on here?
You're welcome to, man. It's Rumble and
Um, okay, I'm just gonna give a trigger warning right now. Um, because this guy was insane. He told me to rub myself right now, or he was going to rape me and kill me. On other occasions, he told me he was going to put a gun in my mouth and rape.
Uh, and yours was decoying as a
12-year-old.
12-year-old.
Yep, 12-year-old.
Wow, that just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Wow. So, is there any other praise that you have like that's like over the top that you're just like you was happy that they finally got caught?
Well, I have one that I'm working on right now. He hasn't been caught yet, but he's an RSO. For those who don't know, that's a registered sex offender. Um, and yeah, he had a real victim who was under the age of 11. Um, and yeah, he's talking to at least two decoys. We had another decoy that was talking to at least 8 decoys that we know of. Sassy Pants, yes. He hasn't been caught the second time yet, but he is talking to the same decoys um, again.
Hmm. Wow, it's just crazy that it's like they won't stop. It's like they will. I mean, just like that one guy, he RSO and just gets out of prison or jail and just goes right back at it, man. It's
Well, I mean, you take a look at the one that Agent Orange caught, the
cucumber.
cucumber, yeah, cucumber guy. He was out of jail, or he was out of prison for how many days? Like
Ooh,
it was probably only 3 or 4 days before he started talking to the decoys. Um, and the guy that I said was talking to 8 decoys that we know of, he's still talking to one decoy that I know of for a fact. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna address Dougie's question here.
yeah.
Um, it's a process. Um, I can't really go into detail on that, but um, no, not everybody can figure out who you are. Um, there's there's certain things that I'm gonna ask, and if if you can, like, if you answer those, um, then I've got a better chance of figuring out who you are. Like my guy that sent the video last night, I figured out today 100% who he is. Um, and that happened because he has more than one profile. And he, like, in that video that he sent, I was able to see just below his nose in the picture. And the face is a for sure match to the other profile. That profile happens to be a registered sex offender. And by looking at the registered sex offender listing, I can find his address.
Wow. So they're not very. I mean, it's not very hard to find somebody on the internet. I mean, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's different tricks for it. There's you find it really quick what to say and what not to say. There's
Right. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
and no, I don't want a cucumber because I haven't been talking with that guy very much at all.
Oh, who is Mandy? I've never heard of Mandy before. She's definitely a baritone.
Well, the name Mandy is short for Amanda, which is actually because I'm a man. Duh.
that's, that's pretty good. Uh, did Mandy answer Bam Bam's question about keeping stories straight?
No. What was the question?
Let me go
Uh, I'm
back.
just going up myself. Uh, Good lord, that was a while ago.
I know. I just happened to.
Oh, how do you manage to keep all the stories straight? Um, Personally, I use Google Sheets, kind of like Excel, but I have access to it on my phone and anywhere where I have an internet connection. Um, so in there, I have their name, their age, where they told me they're from, where I told them I'm from, what time zone it is, their Facebook profile link, and I don't know if I said phone number, but if I get a phone number out of them, that goes in there. If they have Telegram, I write that on there. And then I have a spot for other notes as applicable.
Do you do much like you always hear Telegram, Telegram, Telegram when like Alex is doing a catch? Do you do a lot of like Telegram searching?
No, I do not. Basically, once I get their phone number from them, and I can reverse search that numerous ways. But typically, what I do is I just put it in my phone um, under my decoy contact list, and like I flip over to Telegram, and it'll tell me if they're on there.
Mm. So it's I mean
So
it's just
basic,
go ahead.
basically, if you're stupid enough to give me your real phone number, because in order to use Telegram, you have to have a number that you can verify it with.
Mm.
Services like TextNow do not allow you to verify for Telegram. So if I put that in there and it comes up that you're on Telegram, well, I know that's a real number to start with. And then we start reverse searching that phone number to see if we can get more info on you. Dougie's, I'm going to answer that in a second. Uh, so, yeah, so basically, I like we use the logic that if you're talking to a child and wanting to meet, like if you're talking to a child for starters, and you're talking sexually to a child, and then if you have Telegram, then let's just connect the dots and say that the probability of you having CSAM is higher than if you didn't have Telegram. It's never a guarantee. Dougie's, absolutely. Um, Madison and I had a guy that we were talking to, and we were talking in group chat. Um, and so we had said goodnight, and I knew what county this pred was in, so I start looking up the county and try to figure out if that county will arrest. Well, I went to send a message to Madison in Messenger and inadvertently went into the group chat with the pred and said, I wonder if such and such a county will arrest. And my my cover and Madison's cover was blown right there. The one time that he was actually quick to read a message, he saw it before I could unsend it.
That's crazy. I mean, but did he end up coming back to you?
Not to me, but he's still talking to another decoy.
Telegram has 900 million users. Do you believe that?
Um, Honestly, I don't care. Um, because if Telegram or Signal or WhatsApp, if any of those programs are used as they're intended, there's nothing wrong with them.
Mm.
Just like the internet. If the internet was used for what it was stinking well invented for, it wouldn't be a problem.
I've had Telegram like in the past. I think a radio show talk host said, get Telegram to be able to keep up with its updates. But when I go there, and I didn't really use it very much, but it's like I think if you search for it, you'll be able to find it.
I'm pretty sure if you search for anything pretty much anywhere, if you search hard enough, you're going to find it.
Mhm. So the
You
internet
know,
is no. Go ahead.
to answer that question, basically, that's why fiber internet exists, because you got too many people trying to stream stuff like that, and you know, if that's what's killing the bandwidth, then
I just think that with them watching like people watch internet porn, they'll you go people like go so long doing that it's like they need something different or something more appealing to them, and if you have predator
that's
tendencies,
exactly what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And this is how and they just keep going younger and younger. It's
Yep.
actually wild.
Oh, there's Auntie Opal chiming in.
Yes. Opal's actually pretty awesome, actually very
No,
awesome.
no, Opal's not pretty awesome.
No,
Opal's
she's very
stinking
awesome,
awesome.
very much. She helped me with the whole Jay Lee thing.
Yeah, Opal is a wealth of knowledge, but has amazing talent.
It's like
That's
I
my
think
shout out to. It's my shout out to Auntie Opal tonight.
a lot of people in this community has talents, and they just, it's. I mean, your talent might be watching a catch or something. It's you might be a decoy, or you might do interviews, and you
Yeah, I
might
mean,
be.
there's people that are watching Alex's catches, and they know right off the bat that he's going to need certain clips, um, for when the police show up. So, I mean, they're snapping clips throughout the catch,
Mhm.
knowing that he's going to need them. That's a huge help. You have people that help with decoy pictures. There's people that, you know, like basically they're really good at finding people. You know,
Mm.
because there's always a trail somewhere. It's just a matter of you got to find it. You know, the the catchers are one thing. I personally would never want to be a catcher, but this is what I'm good at. So what decoys play a huge role in the catcher's success, because the catchers rely on us to get the information right,
Mm.
but we rely on the people helping us. You know, we rely on our support system for what we have to read and what we have to watch, and or you don't necessarily have to watch it, but I mean, how else would I know the content of what he said in that video? In that particular case of the one last night, there was so much information packed into that little video that just shows so much intent.
Wow.
So,
Is
I mean, in like when I write a statement for the police when this guy gets caught, I can clearly say, in this video at this timestamp, this is what was said that demonstrates this intent.
mhm. So it's very like it's important to be able to keep like notes and stuff of how everything is laid out, so you can say or clips or notes or something like that. So when they
Screenshots.
do, yeah, screenshots. What's your thoughts on Jay Lee's situation?
Um, I don't know the whole story, and it's not fair for me to throw anybody under a short bus. I mean, under the bus. Um, so if the person allegedly claimed to be a therapist and had ill intent in doing so, I I am 100% against that. I think that is absolutely deplorable, despicable. There is there's no excuse for that.
Exactly.
um, I'm not laughing at the Lee situation. I'm laughing at the comments. Um,
This one right here has got me. Oh, that one got me right there. I was trying not to laugh at you, but I saw how much the banana were up. I did you was you watching that when the black guy like popped up? I
no,
brought him
no,
up.
but no, but I saw a clip of it.
Oh damn it! I learned my lesson. Don't give out a link.
Yeah, or don't
Oh
bring anybody up without a camera on.
oh exactly. Oh, I should like. Can you like manually turn the camera off on my side? I
I
don't
can.
know.
You can kick them out of the
Uh
room pretty quick though.
oh, that was embarrassing, man. I had to scrap that whole video. Whole
Yeah,
lot.
not before somebody got a screenshot of it though.
Oh, and that goes right back to this person right here.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, MMDE has the fastest screenshot and shotting techniques that I've ever saw. You can like he'll like something will just go off like that. He already has it up like ready to
yep.
go.
That's what
See
I
that's
said. People get talents.
and that's one right there. MMDE. He's awesome. This guy's just way too professional. We want the gossip. That's Nate, by the way.
Oh, I know who Nate is. Well, I know of him. I don't know who he is.
Oh oh, we can find him. You know he drives a Ford Ranger.
Who Nate?
Yeah. Or
Oh,
yeah, you
I feel
know
for him. That
exactly.
that's probably half of his trolling problem.
That's like I thought it was the full problem. I thought it was. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I see any more questions. I think it's important that the like it's like
Love
you
you,
have to
Madison.
catch. Oh, definitely, definitely.
So there's a little bit of story behind this one here with Madison. So we have had so many preds where we end up being girlfriends. Um, and the predator wants to date both of us and us date each other. Yeah,
Mm.
don't worry, Madison. I'm not going to give out all the other secrets of everything you've said in text.
Uh, Opal says, Madison, are you and Mandy behaving?
Never, Opal.
Oh, this right. Are you like? I'm kind of feeling like I'm ready for all that to end now, the J Lee stuff, because it's been. I think Alex and crew, whatever, needs to get out and start catching some people because we need some content.
Yeah, I like I said, I wasn't really going to comment on the Jaylee situation because I don't know enough about it, and I personally don't want to um, talk about anybody like that without proof. There's until I know there's proof, then why bother, right?
Oh, there's proof.
Oh, I know. I just haven't seen it.
Oh
So
well.
because I haven't seen it, it's not fair for me to talk about
Oh, Nate wants to know: have you ever got attached to a pedophile?
it. Oh hell no. That was
um,
easy.
yeah, exactly. Anyone have a link to a dating site? I think MMD's talking about locals.
Yeah.
Oh, this is All right, man. I appreciate your time, man, a whole lot. I believe I need to end this. I gotta go get in here to my daughter. That's been on my mind.
Yeah, not a problem. Um, I appreciate you giving a platform for decoys and for other people to talk. I mean, like I said, the catchers, we see them all the time. They do amazing work.
Mm.
Um, we just try to do the best we can behind the scenes to support them. And I know this one isn't going to make me famous or isn't going to make me popular anyway. But you know what? Knock off the infighting amongst the catchers and stuff. Stop. I mean, we're here
Exactly.
to protect children, not act like them.
Hmm.
You know, um, I'm just so sick of this catcher dogging on that catcher and that one, crying about the other one. Like, you know what? If all the people that are having these stupid drama panels would just take that energy and put it to something good like decoying or finding these preds for the catchers and whatnot, they could make so much more of a difference than just the infighting.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. I mean, you know, you get more views going out and catching somebody than you do those drama panels anyway. It's just
Right.
and
I
plus,
I,
go
I
ahead.
just I just I just don't see the point in looking for crap on somebody else. Like if you the amount of time you spend looking and digging up that crap, um, you could be putting that to something else. And Nate, who cares what I think of Tommy Fellows? You know, I
Mm.
the the way I look at it is if somebody is out there catching predators and keeping children safe, who cares? Okay, I may not like a particular catcher. I may not like their style. If I don't like them or if I don't like their style, you know what I do? I don't watch them. The more you talk about them, you're just giving them airtime. You're
Mm.
letting them live rent free in your head. You know, so just stop helping them become more famous. If you don't want, like, if you don't like them, I mean,
Exactly.
I'm guessing secretly you got a crush on Tommy, but I mean,
Yeah, definitely. They're like I say, man. If a catcher has gone out and they're catching somebody, that's more people and making a catch or made a catch. That's more than what I've caught.
exactly. And people that criticize catchers for how they do stuff, I mean, I haven't gone out and done it, so I'm in no position to criticize them. And if you think that you can do it any better, get off your lazy ass, get a camera, and get out there and catch them.
Mhm.
I'll
Exactly.
I'll step I'll step down off my soapbox
No, you step there all you want. Uh,
now. I'll preach. You turn the pages.
I'll just pick the comments out. So yeah, definitely. I think any catcher out there doing it, not every catcher's the same either. That's the thing. They're got
No,
different
no,
approaches.
exactly. And you know, I find that different catchers have different styles. Some, I mean, like I'll give Alex a shout out on this one. I I think that he's grown so much over the last year and a half, and his interview technique has surpassed anybody that I can think of because he's just so easily able to adapt on the fly, and he's his non-judgmental approach. I mean, who cares how judgmental he really is? I don't care. He's in it much like we are. We're in it for the end game. We have a goal in mind, and that's getting them off the street and protecting children. So if If he does it his way and he's getting results, great. If any other catcher is out there and they're getting catches and they're getting arrests and they're getting convictions, power to you.
Somebody says, do you have a call like a Rumble or YouTube with calls?
I don't do calls. As you can hear,
Well, that's
my voice doesn't sound anything like a 12-year-old female.
well, I mean, Mama Hollins asked that, so I just
Yeah, no, I saw that, but no, I think if they heard my voice on the other end of that phone, that they'd probably haul ass pretty quick.
that's a funny question though. I liked it. Um, well, I think that's about it. Do you have anything else you want to say or anything like that before we go?
You know what? The only thing that I can say is if somebody needs help, let's get rid of the stigma. You know, admitting you need help is not weakness.
Mm,
And I'm not saying that I'm not a predator sympathizer at all. I'm concerned about get or helping kids.
mm,
If you have an attraction to kids, get help. If
mm.
you have been victimized, get help.
No,
These things do not resolve themselves. You know, like people that have been hurt tend to hurt other people. Hurt people hurt people. You
exactly.
know, I don't think, I mean, and again, I'm not going to be popular for this one, but I don't think that most of these predators are out there with the intent to hurt a child. I feel that they're seeking power and control that they lack elsewhere in their life. Whether it's with um, like they were victimized as a child and they didn't have that power and control. It could be that they have a poor, um, I forget the word I'm looking for now, um, like
Parental figure.
a low self esteem. Um, maybe they have an inferiority complex. I don't know. It could just be that they don't get along with, or they've been rejected by people in their own peer range, that
Mm.
they they go for somebody where they feel that they can have the power and control that they lack elsewhere. Um, I don't think I don't think most of them set it like logically stop and think, if I do this, this is going to screw that child up for the rest of their life. I don't think they go through that thought process. We all know, especially those who have been victimized, that that is the end result. That's what's going to happen. But I
Mm.
don't think that that is their motivation. I think that's it becomes a casualty of war. It's it's what's left in the wake of their sick desire. Um, so yeah, like especially getting help with men. I mean, you and I are from the same time period. um, w- Correct me if I'm wrong. We were brought
Oh
up
yeah.
that men are strong. If you have to ask for help, you're weak,
Hmm.
and you should be able to fix all of this on your own. You don't need to get help. If you get help, you're a sissy. You know that's
Exactly.
so that's so not the case. Um, so anyway, that's my
And
rant for tonight.
I was just gonna say, there's a lot of stigmatism. Well, I mean, it's disgusting. When there would be, I feel like a man or even a woman would be ashamed to go into a therapist or doctors and be like, "Yeah, I got these feelings for what children or whatever." Man, I don't know. It's just a weird
Yeah, it
situation.
well, and that's it. Is that I mean, I can imagine that that would be very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Um, but if it's going to keep you out of prison, is it worth it? If it's going to stop you from ruining another child's life, is it worth it? You
To
know,
them, it makes you wonder: do they even feel like they're going to be ruining a child's life by doing it?
well, and that comes back to what I said is that I don't think that that's part of the thought process behind it. I I think that it's a oh crap that happened. It's an afterthought. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, like there are so many options now for help online. Um, especially since COVID. Um, like the online options, and I mean, I don't know if there is any like any real therapists in here besides Jaylee, because we
Oh,
all know that's. Oh, sorry, too soon. um, but
oh,
I mean,
that's good.
if if you speak to a therapist, it is my understanding that they are bound to patient confidentiality, provided that there is no actual victim. I could be wrong, um, but it's so yeah. How much is a real therapist? Friggin' expensive. I'm in the wrong damn profession. I can tell you that.
I know. Me too. I feel you, Mandy.
Yeah. So
Amanda.
yeah, a man. Duh.
Amanda.
So
Uh,
anyway, it's been a slice. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Um,
definitely.
if you want to do it again, I'm up for
Definitely, man. We will, Amanda.
it. Yeah, go see a psychotherapist, not psycho the rapist.
Exa-
Spelled the same.
It is that you. Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Okay, well, one funny one for you. I actually had a pred who wanted Madison and I to use a strap on each other,
God.
and what sometimes we troll them. So basically, I said to him, I said, "Does your brain ever see weird things when you see certain words?" And he goes, "Yeah, why?" I said, "Because I saw strap on, and I immediately saw no parts spelled backwards."
Oh my. Uh,
He didn't catch on.
oh, make them self pay.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Tell
Yes,
tell the
definitely.
tell the Cody story. What do you
Yeah.
want me to tell Madison? Just a second here.
Oh, no problem.
I'm just texting Madison to ask what they want me
Oh
to tell.
no. Hashtag Team Banditos.
Team Band-Aids.
Band Aids. Oh, is it? Well, I haven't got my glasses on. I can't read. I
Oh,
thought it
there's
said
Miss
Banditos.
AVP.
Yes.
Yeah,
About time,
same thing.
she shows up at the end of it. I appreciate the support, Sabrina.
Um, yeah, Madison. I'm not gonna tell that one. The story behind how we got to where that is could be very traumatizing for somebody. But the long and the short of it is basically he was so Cody, the baggage handler guy. Um, he thought that Madison was at a sleepover at my house, and that my sister was there, and he was trying to coach us to do stuff. to each other and to the sister. Um, who's Madison? Is that Hannah? Maddie? No, it's neither one of those. Um, so yeah, he yeah we did troll him. He basically wanted us to do certain things, and I okay, I'll tell it because Opal keeps
Just
saying
go
to
ahead.
find band-aids, and it's funny.
Yeah, you
So
have to.
I apologize that, like, for anybody here who's triggered, trigger warning. If you
Yes,
don't
definitely
want to
trigger
hear it,
warning.
if you don't want to hear it, jump out now. Um, Maddie is not Madison. No. Um, so yeah, basically he wanted one of us to um, digitally do something to my supposed sister, being 9. And so I said, "OMG, she's bleeding. What do I do?" And Madison quickly said in the chat, "Do I get a band-aid?"
Oh my god,
So,
that is
like, yeah, it's just in in the moment. Um, Sometimes we have to say stupid stuff like that, just as comedic relief for ourselves, because you just can't believe what they're saying to you. And um, yeah, Bam Bam, Band-Aid, LOL. Um, Band-Aid was all Madison.
uh,
I will give Madison 100% credit for that.
right.
But yeah,
Dark humor.
it is. It's dark humor, and I don't want anybody to think that we find it funny. Um, what is what is said and what is sent to us is not funny in the slightest.
Uh,
Um,
right.
in a previous profession of mine, we used to we used to joke about a lot of stuff that if anybody outside of the profession heard us would just be appalled. But that's just how we deal with the trauma and everything that we go through. Yeah, Madison's absolutely right. We don't take it lightly. It's a coping mechanism for us.
Kind
Um,
of finding the humor in the darkness. When you're dealing with so much discussing people and discussing ways, man, you have to find something to bring a little light to you.
you have to find something to bring a little levity to the situation, because if not, you are going to go down a dark rabbit hole, and it's just going to get worse. Um, I like I say, I'm really glad that Madison and I decoy together regularly, because we bounce stuff off each other, and we I mean, I hope that I've been a support to Madison as much as they have yeah, they have been a support to me, because it is dark. um, I can't believe that this um, part of society even exists.
It is
So,
crazy.
like, we've we've gone about 10 minutes over when you said you wanted to get off. I'll I'll reiterate what several other uh, catchers and decoys say. Um, you know, check your kids' devices, check your grandpa's devices. Um, it's a predator does not have a specific look. Thank you, Madison. Love you too, babe. Um, but yeah, like anywhere that your kids are online, there is somebody looking for
Mm.
And if you think there's not, you are sadly mistaken. Check your kids' devices. I don't have kids that I know of,
Yeah.
but if I did, I would be checking their devices. Make sure you know what they're doing. Make sure you know who they're talking to. We regularly tell predators that our parents have certain things on our phone that we can't take this kind of picture or we can't do that. Um, so you know there are things out there that exist. If you're not sure what it is,
Mm.
um, you know, find something to be able to see what your kids are doing on their phones. Um, I don't think phones should be allowed in schools. Period. Um,
But
I
it's
don't.
crazy how everything is so technological based nowadays.
Everything is so connected, and we're, you know, the more connected things are, the more access predators have. You
Exactly.
know, predators do not have a certain look. You know, a predator does not necessarily have greasy hair, a beard, a mullet, or whatever you want to call it. No, but I mean, they don't have a specific look.
Hmm.
You know, I said this to you earlier. Don't ever force your child to give somebody a hug, even if it's a relative.
Exactly.
Teach your children boundaries. Teach your children to trust their intuition, trust their um, trust their instincts. Because if your child does not feel comfortable giving Uncle so and so a hug, don't
Hmm.
make them. Clearly,
There's a reason.
something's up.
There's a
Something's up.
reason behind it.
Like one of my, like, I have a few nieces. Um, one of my nieces comes and gives me a hug every time she sees me. She gives me a hug when she gets there. She'll give me a hug every time she comes over. She'll give me a hug when she's leaving. And it's not normally one hug. It's normally two or three or whatever. But my other niece, for the longest time, wouldn't hug me. She does now, but that's the key. Is it's when she's comfortable.
Hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
don't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. WPP, bedwetting is a big sign. Any sudden change in your child's behavior is cause for concern. Um,
Because, oh, I know a kid is, I don't know, making fun of Preds. I don't.
yeah, that's. I mean, you gotta. You have to check your kids' devices. Have open communication with your kids.
Mhm.
You know, they need to know that they can trust you, that they can share things with you. If somebody weird online is sending them messages, they need to know that they can come tell
Mhm.
you. Don't ever
Trust.
send pictures around.
It's
Um,
very.
yeah, there's a guy on TikTok. I know TikTok is a hot topic for those of you in the U.S. right now. For those of you who didn't figure it out, yeah, I'm Canadian. Uh, if, Short Bus says I have an accent, but I think he's the one with the accent.
No, I
Um,
was, as soon as I talked to Mandy, I was like, man, Mandy, you got an accent.
so on TikTok, there's a guy who goes by the name Jose Monkey. Go watch some of his stuff. He gets adults to take a video of themselves and say, "Jose Monkey, find me." And you just do a scan around with your camera, and he can place where you are. There's so much information in the imagery around you when you take pictures and when you take videos. Your children need to know not to share this stuff. It's so easy to place people.
It is. It is. Like just like people can take like signs and stuff where you're driving. I mean that's like an obvious one, but I don't know. It's very easy to find a person's location if you send them pictures.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, some phones have location data embedded in the
Mm,
pictures. Um, there's metadata in there, like turn your friggin' location off on your camera.
mm, exactly
Yes,
right.
absolutely, Opal. Don't hide from your kids the predators exist. Absolutely. You know, tell them age appropriate. You're absolutely right. You know, if you're dealing with a 5-year-old, you tell them one way. You're dealing with a 12-year-old, you tell them another way. But they just got to know that people are out there, and not to make them scared. Fear is
Mm,
never going to stop. Education's going to stop.
exactly.
Education's was going to keep them safe. So, on that note, my friend, we shall part ways for tonight.
Yes, I appreciate you, Mandy.
Not a problem. Like I say, I appreciate you giving us a platform to talk and discuss different views. So
Mm. And that's the
we'll
thing
have
about everybody's different, have different views about stuff.
yeah,
It's
like the way that I decoy is not the way that everybody else decoys. What I find acceptable to say is different than what others find acceptable to say. Um, like for instance, Sammy would never ever 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 tell a predator she loves them. If they
mm,
say I love you, she'd say, "Oh, I love me too," which we all find absolutely hilarious. Um, I talked it over with several and said, you know what? I have no problem with it now because it's no different than the other 4,200 lies I've already told them.
mm,
I will never, ever, ever be the first one to say it. I had a predator last night tell me, "Oh, I love you," and my first response is, "Well, how do you know you love me?" You know, I've
it's
only ever told my family that I love them,
mm,
and they said, "Well, do you love me?" Well, how do I know How do I know if I love you? So once we get past that, then I'll say it back to them if they say it, because it builds that trust with the child or with the decoy to
mhm,
get them more comfortable to admit what they really want.
mm.
So
It's just strange to me how different decoys go about it in different ways, but with the same ultimate goal. Like you made decoy different than Madison, or Madison made decoy different than Hannah. Or no, it's
yep.
just but it's all for the good. How they know how to do it best.
You know what? For me, decoying is just as much like catching. As long as the end
It
result is the same, keep doing what you do.
is.
You know,
Mhm.
I will support any catcher out there who's making a difference by catching predators and protecting children. End of story. I'm not going to talk bad about any catcher, any decoy, because it's I can invest that energy somewhere else to catch a predator. You know.
Exactly.
Oops, sorry, I shouldn't have said those few words
Uh,
together like that.
oh, you're fine. You're fine. Well,
Yeah,
Mandy, I pretty. No, go ahead. What you
no,
gonna
I was
say?
just going to say, Madison just said Mandy and I tend to do it similar. Yes, we do. And part of that comes from we we decoy together a lot. Um, I mean, we each have a decent number that we're not linked, but there's something to be said for the predator talking to two friends in air quotes that they think it's more real. Oh, you're right. Mandy always talks bad about Heidi.
And it's wild.
But yeah, like it's one of those things that it solidifies the reality of it for them, and it makes them open up to their desires, so to speak. Um, the I mean, again, what we do is not entrapping because we're not making you do anything that you wouldn't do on your own. All we're doing is we're giving you a canvas to paint your own picture.
And they paint it.
Yeah,
Really
they
do.
they painted some of them very graphically. You're so sweet, babe.
I saw that. And I had to highlight it for sure.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Um, yeah,
Mandy always talks bad about Heidi.
yeah. Well, you better watch out, Heidi, because Mandy will stop making your decoy pictures for you.
Ooh,
No, and again, that's just an example of how we all help each other out. You know, I or Sam Squanch sends me a few pictures, and I in turn them into Heidi and send them off.
I don't want. I saw a couple pictures, and I don't. Y'all can have fun with those pictures.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how they can even think that the child is any older than what we tell them.
What do you think about? Um, actually, me somebody donate. Thank you, Dougie. I appreciate the donation, man.
This is
Actually,
going to turn
thanks
into a
for.
3 hour stream.
Oh, they said thanks for the interview, Mandy.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, yeah, you'll have to come back, Mandy. Please do.
I got all night, but you got a family to take care of.
Yes, I'm hungry too, so I got to go eat, and I got a couple things to do. But I really appreciate you coming up.
Not a problem at all. Anytime.
Definitely. Uh, everybody have a good night. Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate you. I okay. Y'all have a good night.
You too, man.